Hey everyone, what is going on? This is Kyo. In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about one of the most impressive features about the Chrono Zen, and that is the Max Recorder. For those of you guys who have been following my channel, the Chrono Zen is an adaptive controller. I have it right here in front of me, and what this allows me to do is use other various controllers on other consoles. Some of you guys may be used to scripting, whether you guys want to use this for additional aim assist if you're playing games like Call of Duty and whatnot. But what we're going to do today in this video is we're going to use the Max Recorder. And I've talked to a number of guys who've been in the community for a long time. Some of the people have used Cronusmax, Titan 2, the Chrono Zen as well. How long can the recorder record for? And so in my attempt today and for this video, I'm going to record myself playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then what I'm going to do is plug in a second controller and play along with myself based on the corresponding actions that I played on the first controller. Now, I've asked some guys, like, can this be done with the first controller, and how long does it record for? And honestly, I don't think that there's a confirmed answer. I do know that there is a confirmed number of megabytes that the Chrono Zen can hold as far as recording the feature, which is using this feature right here. So I was wondering, would it be possible to record the entire X-Men game, or like games like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, maybe Double Dragon, and then eventually, you know, play on the second controller, and then you have your first player with the corresponding action, so that way you guys get your gameplay for yourself without having a second player actually there. Another reason why I wanted to do this, because obviously I love testing electronics and playing around with this just to see what we could do. This is really beneficial for those of you who have an arcade machine. Maybe you don't have a lot of friends or companies that comes over, but this gives you guys an additional benefit to pick up a Chrono Zen or even a Cronusmax, if the Cronusmax can actually do it for this long. If you have an arcade machine, because I do believe that this is the best device you should have for your arcade one-up mods and things like that in the community. Guys, let's go ahead and get into this to review. Let's take a look and see what we can explore today with the Chrono Zen using the Max Recorder. Alright, so now we're plugged into our Xbox 360, and so what I'm going to do is go ahead and play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'll probably play the first couple of levels, and then I'll stop, I'll exit out, and then I'll play my recorded features on the first controller and then play along on the second controller, so that way you guys can see how this works for the device. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Okay, so we finished recording with the first controller, all of our actions. So let's go ahead and start a multiplayer game with just 2 players. And let's see how we fare out with my controls from the first controller already playing by itself using the Max recorder. Alright, so we already recorded all of our gaming functions on the first controller, which is this one right here. So I'm just going to leave this one right here so you guys can see it. And on the second controller, we're going to control one of the other turtles. So with this game, it's going to change between turtles because of how the button configurations and everything are. So let's go ahead and start this and let's see what we come up with. I'm going to select A to start the game. And we'll select Leonardo and Raphael to start with. I'm going to use Raphael for the second controller. And we're going to go ahead and start the playback function now. So you can see it's working pretty well as long as the timing and everything is correct. I mean, obviously everything is going to be a little different because the actions are corresponding with 2 players now. They're adding more guys to the screen. And of course, everything still depends on the actual position. But I'm actually happy with this. Now again, as I said, I don't know exactly how long the Max recorder can record for. I mean, there's speculations about it, but I don't know if anybody's actually done a full test playing an entire game, at least an old retro game anyway, which I think a little bit more consistent with this feature. Just to see how long this thing can record for while you're playing a full game. See there, switch to Donatello because obviously I'm hitting the buttons, or the Max recorder already has that predetermined. So, oh crap! I accidentally picked Leonardo, and there comes Donatello. So right now I'm using Leonardo. Man, I'm really rusty at Ninja Turtles. I would never die at all. When I used to play this at the arcade, I could play this all the way through without losing a man, so it's been some time. But I can still beat this game with about 20 quarters, which is $5. And with these bosses, there's actually a trick to it. You can hit them once and then move. And then, well, once you hit them once, you can just kind of move out the way. So, all right, so now we're moving on to the second level here. Now, if you focus your attention on the bottom left of the screen, that is the Cronusmax or CronusZen Max recorder. It is the timeline for all of the actions that corresponded with everything that I did record. So you can imagine this would be really good if you guys are using a game like Pac-Man or something else. You have that status bar there. Obviously you don't need to do this, and you don't need a PC to pull this off. I want to make sure I stress that. I've done a number of reviews where I have my computer plugged in just so you guys can see the Zen Studio. But after this is already done, you do not need to have your computer hooked up. The device itself, it recognizes and remembers all of your functions. I only have it plugged in my computer so you guys can see everything as it corresponds in the game. But you do need to record this on the computer, and then it saves in the Chrono Zen, but you do not need to have your computer hooked up in order to pull this off. Oops. Oh man, I accidentally hit myself with that. Ah, perfect. Come on, Leonardo. Let's go. So it's performing pretty well. You know, with this, I'll probably try playing a full game on the max recorder feature just to see how long it can actually go. So I believe the Ninja Turtle game is about a good 40-minute game. Oh my gosh, can't believe that happened. Nice. There you go. You know, Bebop used to be really hard for me, but he's actually one of the easier characters to beat. Ah, crap, died. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and stop the game. We'll go ahead and end here. So that is the max recorder feature. I've already gone ahead and stopped it. As you can see, it was right about on time as far as playing Ninja Turtles. So it lasted. The recording length is about 429 seconds. So it lasted pretty much the entire time I actually played that round. Obviously, it's going to vary based upon how many guys are on the screen or whatever game you're playing using the max recorder. The other thing you guys can do with this is if you are using a fighting game, you can go ahead and record a lot of the fighting features and then plug your controller in and it'll do everything for you. The only problem with that, again, is if you are playing a game like Street Fighter or some other type of game that's predetermined. Well, it's not predetermined because you don't know where the other characters are going to be in the game, you know, as far as your opponents. So that's one of the things that's the biggest hindrance. But one of the perfect reasons I find the max recorder useful is if you're playing a game like Pac-Man. A lot of those older games like Pac-Man, maybe Frogger, a few others, maybe Donkey Kong, they're a little bit more consistent in terms of actions that correspond on the screen. Obviously, you can see what issues I was having with Ninja Turtles as far as it being out of position and everything being different because they're, you know, based upon the number of foot soldiers and other people hitting them, and then, you know, how many hits I took. Obviously, your experiences are going to be a little bit different. So, but other than that, this feature is a really good feature to have on the Chrono Zen. Again, this device retails for $89.99. I will be doing a keyboard setup, showing you guys exactly how to fully set up everything. And what I'm going to do in these next few tutorials is show you the full benefits of the Chrono Zen. I'm not just going to show you how to get easy headshots or anything like that, or a lot of people refer to it as a cheating device, whatever you want to use it for. But this is really good for arcade mods. Again, this is the Chrono Zen right here. This is really good for arcade mods if you want to plug it into a secondary, third controller. Just showcasing some of the other features and benefits that it has here for you guys. Again, guys, consider subscribing to the channel, share this video. This is Keeldaiken, and today we were featuring the Cronusmax recorder. I'll catch you guys later. You guys have a good day. Bye-bye.